Both southpaws, and those are good names.
They are excellent names to have on your record. I'd like to see if Jirov can keep his pace up. It's a 12-round fight. It's a hard pace to come, plenty of shots. A lot of head movement from Jirov, a lot of little feints, trying to busy his way in, trying to get in.
Well, the distance factor could come into it, of course. Jirov
True, on the boxing circle. Oh, yeah.
Lovely, sweet little right-hand counter in there, wasn't there, from Toney?
Just look how comfortable he looks when he's against the ropes. He's not getting flustered, he's not getting frustrated. You know, he's dropping his hands a little bit and confused almost.
Sometimes American judges can be impressed by work rate, and certainly the more punches were being thrown by Jirov, but the qualities with this fella.
The quality undoubtedly.
As he looks across to the other side of the ring.
It's early days yet, you know, running into the third round, but so far, you know, the pair of them have made quite a good start. Oh, low blow.
That's very low. That was very low indeed. Well, James Toney will be given time to recover here, and that really has taken the wind out of his sails.
Let me tell you, Steve Smoger won't stand for any nonsense like that. Any more of that, and Jirov will be out of there, make no mistake.
Accidental or deliberate, do you think?
No, I think it was accidental. I don't think it was deliberate at all. Jirov just started really fast. The shot went low.
Here it is. Dear me. You hear the gasps from the crowd. They were seeing that rerun on the screens above the ring, and you could hear, I think every fella in the place felt that one.
But James Toney's style, where he's got a little
What the fuck going on with this camera angle, man? This shit is horrible.
You know, infringements like that are going to happen.
Well, the action underway once again. And Toney's going to work. He's really laying a bit of leather on him now.
He replied straight away to that with his trademark right hand that he just cannot seem to miss Jirov with.
Jirov's got himself caught there. He went wading in, trying to throw the kitchen sink at Toney, and Toney just picked him off, and he's been caught, I think, and stunned by that as Jirov.
Really again, James Toney with that cross-arm defence. It's a hard defence to penetrate.
There's real pace in those punches.
What's up, Prayed Up? What's up, homie?
Absolutely, they're almost effortless, but you know, the power has been generated from his speed and his technique. There's their right hand again.
And Jirov's open to it every time.
I'd like to see Jirov just use that jab a little bit more. I'm sure that'll be areas. That's the key to victory for him if he's going to get it. He's just got to get behind that jab and, you know, really start getting busy with it.
It's surprising so far, Jirov. It's not his normal disciplined performance. And look at that right hand again. He really thudded into Jirov's face. And another one. Toney's picking him off, and the crowd sense that the American could win this one.
Patrick Simpson, what's up, homie?
The lights out. He seems to be generating enough speed and power in that right hand to really trouble Jirov.
He's rolling back the years, as they say. Still talking about going up to heavyweight, you know. Chris Bird is at ringside, the IBF heavyweight champion, and Toney has called out Bird. He says that he wants him and that he'll take him on if he wins this fight.
Well, at 34, there's plenty of life left in him yet. I mean, at 34, he's relatively still quite young. There's Vinny Pazienza just sitting in the background there, taking stock of this. Maybe we'll see a return from him.
There's old Vinny just behind the red barricade. Fought Harold Graham a few years back. He's a real popular figure in this part of the world.
Isaiah Lewis, what's up, bro? What's up, Cross Cracker, homie? James Toney, that nigga, man.
He's not really troubled Toney, that's my way of looking at it, at any stage so far.
What's up, bro? What's up, Cross Cracker, homie?
Toney just got through with a beautiful left hook.
He's starting to mark up this Jirov, but not surprising.
Well, you know, I really don't understand his tactics up until now because he's a very upright boxer, but he's got height and reach advantage over James Toney, and he's just not using them.
Time gonna take it from him. gotta move your head on that side, partner. You know what I'm saying? And look, you gotta throw more punches. Just don't be standing there. You know what I'm saying, man? Just like we worked on in the gym. Follow me? Yep. Okay, look.
Right? You straight back, lock in your angles, right? Just keep hitting those angles and keep doing these guys. You feel the ropes coming up when you get off the punch. Right? Okay, so
Awful shot.
Well, they saw that awful low blow, which really winded James Toney. That was a shocker.
That brought tears to my eyes.
That's it, Jirov. But Torrance alongside Tommy Brooks in his corner. Of course, all the Harrison's coach, trainer.
Jirov should try counter-punching a little bit and stop forcing the fight. Because, you know, when he goes forward, he's not having too much success. He gets that cross-arm defense from James Toney. He's not penetrating the guard at all. He's just throwing punches and hitting arms and gloves. He's not necessarily winning the fight. Equally, though, the James Toney defense, you know, Tony's just like backing up. And he's landing the more telling shots, but he needs to get busy also.
Jirov, a terrific amateur record. Before he turned pro in 1997, he won the title in June 1999, and has been pretty well recognised as the #1 cruiserweight in the world since then. But James Toney showing at times glimpses of the form which made him so formidable a performer a decade or so ago.
This is a better round for Jirov. He's not trying as hard, he's just taking a little bit of a step back and just trying to draw James Toney in a little bit. Jirov's getting marks up around his right eye.
Looks a little more relaxed now with Jirov, as though the pre-fight goading and tension has now left him and he's settling into a little bit of a better rhythm. But it's almost contemptuous, isn't it, what Tony's doing in there, talking to somebody at ringside.
What's good, James? What's good, my nigga? Look how James Toney is just...
Jordan, right down the guard.
Marcus, what's up, bro? Hope all is well with you, my nigga, on the Rizzo. Hope all is well with you, bro. Hope everybody that's watching with me having a good day today. You know, it's a good Sunday. Chilling before I go to work.
It's a little bit better boxing from Jirov now. He's just trying to find his range a little bit now. There you go.
But then the power, you know, just stepped in behind the solid right hand, and there's absolutely no doubting that the edge in power and timing certainly lies with Toney. This is Jirov's best round so far, I think.
Hell, you already know. Tony fights flat-footed, but he can slip. No, he does fight flat-footed, but that nigga just his defense is immaculate, bro. Like, that nigga defense is impeccable, bro. Like, he's just, the way he can just stay relaxed in that pocket is just crazy. This is probably the best shape I've seen James Toney in for any fight he's ever been in.
No, absolutely. Didn't do enough to win that round for me.
Let's see what Freddie Roach makes of it in that corner.
Well, all is well with me, though, man. All is well with me, though. Marcus for sure is one of his best fights. This fight, the fight against Michael Nunn, the fight against Mike McCallum, the fight against John Louise, but that nigga was fucking on them steroids. That kind of fucked his career up. But yeah, the fight against Holyfield, he whooped Holyfield's ass. Darren, what's up, homie? James Mellon. Nah, James Toney was in great shape this fight.
2 shots, not really put his punches together in punches at all. Just got outworked, I think.
Mike McCallum was a good fight. Isaiah watches on the big screen. Hell yeah, nigga.
That's a good sign.
Hell yeah. Terry Lee, I think he's barely talking now because he fought for too long. James Toney went pro in like 1988, bro. He went pro in 1988 and he didn't stop boxing until like 2012, 13. And then he just fought Razor Ruddock last year, bro. It's not him being hit. It's because he fought for too long. He fought for too long and he sparred too much. James Toney didn't even fucking run. All he did was spar, bro. It's noted that James Toney never hit the punching bag, never skipped rope like that. All he did was spar. Look at his career, bro. He fought for like almost 30 years.
Place made famous by the great Joe Lewis, of course. As well as a few motor cars that have come out of there over the years. He's now
James should have retired like in like 2003, 4. Right after he beat Holyfield. A nigga went up and started fighting heavyweight. Samuel Peters. Started like, come on.
He certainly did. He could do
That Mike McCallum fight was a beautiful technical fight. Look at how he stay in the pocket though. Look at him. Watch. He always rolling, bending at the waist.
Jirov has got to do something here to turn this round, hasn't he?
You know, he fights in spurts and he's throwing some nice little combinations, but like I said before, I think he would have far more success if he was just doing it as a counter puncher as opposed to attacking. You know, he's the champion. James Toney really has to come and take that championship from him. And if he does that, he's going to leave himself exposed.
Look at James Toney, man.
From James Toney, Jirov was definitely hurt.
He really walked up.
He was for sure, Jake. He was for sure tough as a motherfucker. He was for sure tough as a motherfucker.
Just let him come and unleash that terrific counter.
So 77% people right now. So look, 47 people voted. 77% believe we should own firearms legally, and 23% believes we don't. That's interesting. I wonder why y'all believe we don't. We shouldn't have guns. Look at Toney. Look at Toney on the inside, man. Look how he work on the inside. Look how his look at him. Toney moving that head like it's nothing. Slip. Man, look at that, man. That's beautiful.
Maybe a graze more than a cut.
James Toney should retire after he fought Holyfield, John Louise, for sure. For sure, Marcus, he should have retired after he fought them niggas. He had nothing to prove, but you know, that's that fighter's sickness. He wanted to keep fighting. Look at him so relaxed on them ropes, man. Niggas be panicking when they ain't no ropes. James Toney relaxed. He switches from southpaw to conventional. Yup, when he dropped Michael Nunn, he switched to southpaw. He did it so fucking sneaky though that nobody didn't even catch it. But that nigga switches to southpaw a lot. Leon Vaughn looks like he's fighting Ricky Hatton. He do look like a Ricky Hatton on the low. But like he's fighting for silly Jirov. Mean tough fighter. Batar, what's up, homie? Hey, y'all make sure y'all like up, subscribe up. Y'all know what's going on, man. World Capital Boxing, baby. Shout out Freddie Roach. Shout out James Toney. The funny part is I fight like both of them. My shoulder roll uppercut to the body or head was inspired by McCallum, but I try to embody Money's bending at the waist and calmness in the pocket. Hey, Isaiah, those some good fighters to watch, my nigga. Them niggas are scholars of this shit. They're scholars of the sport. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe to the channel, man. Let me know what's going on. I got milk, baby.
And that was a close round, the last one, but I'm not convinced that the champion did enough to take it. And the meaningful shots, the power shots, again came from Toney. So that being the case, we've got to have Toney in a clear lead at this stage, Jim.
Yeah, there's that right hand again. You know, there's a lovely right uppercut, left hook combination from James Toney inside there. He swayed to his right, come back with the uppercut, came back with the left hook over the top. Beautiful shot.
It might not be particularly flashy, but in its own way, it's masterful technique that Toney's displaying.
Well, it's absolutely so effective. He's spun at the moment. Jirov can't really do too much with it. He can't penetrate that defense that James Toney's showing. It looks easy to hit because he's got his left hand so low. But what he actually does, he switches back to the right every time Jirov throws the jab, and that will just glance over his shoulder, and he comes back with a straight left right hook combination.
Jirov's danger shot, the one which has got in most of his knockouts is the left cross and the left hook. You know, every time he's been...
TJ, Toney was great. James said Muhammad Ali running two men that are comfortable fighting off the ropes. You're right, Marcus, for sure. For sure. I used to like to fight off the ropes, but that shit's dangerous, but I like doing it. If I was shorter, like the shorter you are, the easier it is to fight off the ropes, man. Man, I think Lennox Lewis, look, I feel like if Riddick Bowe would have fought Lennox Lewis in like 92, 93, he would have beat him, but towards the late 90s, Lennox Lewis would have got him. When Lennox Lewis got with Emmanuel Stewart, he was indestructible. That's because I'm Ali a lot tougher than what I think people give him credit for. Ali gets hit, but he doesn't react to it. That's why he fought with a broken jaw. James Mellon is spot on. Spot on. Spot on, James. Spot on. Hey, my nigga, spot on. Spot on, my nigga. Spot on.
You've got to get in there and you've got to throw more leather. You're the champion. But in so doing, how much is he going to have left in the tank if this fight goes down to the wire?
This time again, just waving in Jirov. I think that was another low blow on him now. Heads went in dangerously close there.
I think Steve Smoger would be well advised to keep a close look at that. Jirov's trying to get in there and mug him. This is real terrific toe-to-toe action.
Yeah, toe-to-toe exchange down on beautifully now. But you know, Steve Smoger's such an experienced referee. He's just allowing these guys to work. He knows he's got two world-class performers in there.
Good body shots from both men. And closing seconds of the sixth. Another exceedingly good round. And still they give it the old-fashioned stare, don't they, at the end of the round?
The old-fashioned stare coming to it. Jirov is such a proud man. Won't be denied. Again, I still don't think he's adopted the correct tactics for the fight. I don't think he's actually winning the fight right now, but I think he won that round.
The name DiBella up in the background there. He's the promoter, Lou DiBella. Used to be the head of boxing at HBO once upon a time there, forging a pretty decent career in the promotional side of the business.
Absolutely. Well, this is a good card. This is a very good show. He's got two world-class performers here, going head-to-head, and you know the fighters, thank God, they're not letting them.
Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Jirov, Kazakhstan, Leon, Jirov headbutt like crazy. Marcus Miller, facts, James Mullins. You feel unbeatable if your counters and reaction time is on point. Other than that, the ropes is a dangerous place to be. That's why the shoulder roll is effective. Your lead arm protects the right side, and the right elbow protects the left side. I mean, yeah, for sure. Quill in. What's up, Rizzle? Now make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man.
Toney keeps starting this fight nice and fresh. He always starts off with a nice little burst. It's good for the judges. The judges see that, and then you know he finishes strong also.
That's experience, pacing his performance. He probably realises that one punch is clearly not going to get rid of this guy, but he's now going to work.
There it is, that's his little explosion, and now he might just back off a little bit and just draw Jirov in, let Jirov have a little go, but he's won the first minute of this fight almost, and I'm sure he'll win the last minute. He's pacing this fight because he just needs just enough so that the judges will remember the first bit of the fight and the last bit of the fight of this round.
Just waiting for Jirov to come in. Jirov has got to do something to turn this around now. He's got to find something explosive. You can't fault the man for his bravery. He's still coming forward.
What if Trinidad would have had a shot at Mayweather? That would have been a good fight. Old school cross blocking not used like the oldest fighters use it. Not for sure. That cross block, it's hard to really master that cross guard though. It's hard because it leaves your body open. So you gotta tuck your chin. It's weird. You know, but your forearm and shoulders for sure though.
Trying to lean on and force the issue, but in the process, taking more heavy shots.
As he leans on to James Toney, when Toney backs up against the ropes, he's not winning the fight on the inside. He's trying a lot of shots, but he's not penetrating the guard. As I said earlier, I would be more inclined to take a step back and just pepper Toney with that jab. Pile up the points. Try and nick the rounds. Just put the points in the bag. But now he's taking lefts, right, lefts again from James Toney. That's a nice little spot from Toney right there. I expect Toney to start going to work. just complaining there a little bit about heads going in quite close.
Well, Jirov's trying to turn this one into an absolute brawl, isn't he? He's trying to turn this into a toe-to-toe issue and a test of willpower, a test of resolve.
Mechanical Cogs, love this fight. Don, what you reckon? Triple G. Truthfully, Triple G was robbed by Canelo that first fight, but you know, he still did his thing. I wish he would have fought more notable names, but it is what it is, man. It's like that era of fighting Triple G, Andre Ward, all them niggas. It was like they got overshadowed by Floyd Mayweather. Earl Spence, Bud Crawford, them niggas low key all got overshadowed by Floyd, to be honest. Kell Brooks, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, they all was like, the Floyd Mayweather shit was, you feel me? Floyd was still like, although he was retired, Floyd was still like, I don't know how to explain it, but the niggas got overshadowed by Floyd.
Landed the more powerful punches, and it may be that he did enough to win it.
I think so. He definitely won, you know, that round again just by breaking up the round. Starting strong.
Getting away from the microphone there, I think, and just trying to whisper in his ear, keep it secret.
That's that fast start again from Toney. Double jab right hand. Every time, another low blow.
I'm not sure that was anything like as low as the previous one, but that's the second time, and he's having a point deducted. That's a point deducted from Jirov. He was in trouble already, and now Steve Snyder has made him pay. And in the referees' opinion,
Lots of names of boxing, but you go in any gym in the world, there's a photo of Ali or Iron Mike. You better believe it. You better believe it. And Manny Pacquiao, yeah, for sure. For sure.
He just won't have it.
good shot.
You know, these guys' heads, they go dangerously close more often than not. There's just a clash of styles in there. There's Toney with that crouching stance again, the cross-arm defence.
He's difficult to tag, Toney, isn't he?
He's very
so many of the shots from Jirov, he's just slipping them and then getting in and punishing him with that right-hand counter again and again. Good left hook as well.
Toney throws really hurtful left hooks and quite damaging straight rights right down the pipe. Can't miss Jirov, you just cannot miss the kid.
Jirov's looking a little bit disorganised in there now. I think the pace is taking its toll on the champion.
The pace is taking its toll, and also that really unorthodox defence that James Toney has.
Good shot.
Probably short hook inside from Toney.
Toney's got a great chin as well.
Oh, absolutely, he's got a good chin.
Man, who knows Alpha about that Tank versus Jake Paul fight? That shit's so weird. I think this Toney called out. Nah, he called out them niggas. He called out Jay. Toney called them niggas out like in the 90s, bro. Them niggas did not want to fight that nigga, Giovanni. But still, if not, there'll be one Alpha or Maida.
Jirov is bravely coming forward, throwing everything at Toney. Good shot. And again.
There's that right hand again. Jirov's punches don't seem to have that much of an effect on James Toney. I can understand his corner saying to him, you know, keep working, keep trying shots. But you know, even at this stage in the fight, I'd be more inclined to tell him just to do what he does normally, is to box. Because every time Toney throws that right hand, Jirov is in 6s and 7s, he's all over the place.
Well, he's throwing 3-4 punches to one received, but almost inevitably, the one which is landed from Toney is right on the button. That's a good punch from Jirov, absolutely on the bell. Let's see what Tommy Brooks made of that.
You gotta pick your face up, okay? Get that cover. Don't scream it. You gotta pick your face up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look. We've been on this guy around the gas, man. But you gotta beat on him. You know what I'm saying? All right. Look.
They are. They're relying on him running out of gas. They think that Toney's conditioning's not that great.
Well, I'd be very surprised if James Toney runs out of steam, because this pace is being fought at his pace. There's that right uppercut, comes straight right down the pipe again.
There was the low blow. That was the left hook, which got in the point deducted.
Toney's got such a very hard defence to break.
Power of that right hand he drew. He almost swung himself off his feet. Well, we're into the ninth round.
Here's some
Those,
Jirov.
man, yeah.
This man.
If you want a cheeseburger, I got some, what's the name?
How much you spend on this?
That was $10. Don't worry about it. All this shit was 60.
How the judges are scoring this fight, whether they're down to the aggression of Jirov or the precise counter-punching of James Toney, the bigger shots, the harder shots. You're looking for the country where they score on aggression.
No, that's a slip, surely. That's the referee saying that's a slip. I think a few people at the back of the auditorium thought that was a genuine knockdown. Also, I think on the centre of the ring.
If the judges are scoring for aggression, then you would go with Jirov because he's forced to fight.
Some very anxious voices in the Jirov corner. They're trying to get him down and just throw punches, but all the precision work and the quality work is coming from the challenger. Jirov has taken an awful lot of solid headshots. He's great, you can't fault him after his bravery. Still, he keeps coming.
Well, he's trying to break James Toney's heart with just sheer persistence and work rate. Head's gone in dangerously close yet again.
This is what the corner was saying. He's got to just get in there and outwork him and try and get Toney to run out of gas. We heard Tony Brooks.
What, a baked potato? Microwave?
Good.
Well, you know, I think it doesn't really matter who wins this fight. It's going to make for a great return.
You'd watch this fight every day of the week, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
Sure.
The tiger, he's gritting his teeth and he's grinding at James Toney, just won't be denied.
You ever started with the idea of having a nickname like Lights Out?
Now, Mike Brown was the little man.
Why is that?
Well, it was actually a nickname for my brother, you know. All my brothers were a lot bigger than me, and I'm the youngest of 7, so someone called me the little man.
Well, Jirov's thrown a
And that's,
number of punches.
hey, Marcus, it's fried chicken.
Maybe on just
So what?
effort.
I was talking to the homie.
There again,
Oh.
it's almost as though Tony's got a
A
strong
microwave baked potato is just madness, but sound kind of fire right now.
quality shots and old-fashioned stare.
No, man, if you put it in that fucking oven, bro, it's about to take fucking hours.
Hour for sure.
Did exactly what the corner told me to do.
That's the only reason, man.
Just got
You gotta boil it and bake it.
Yup.
You can't stand in front of that. You gotta move your head.
You can smell it through the screen. Isaiah, what weight you fight at?
There's nothing different. This ain't no different. This is for real now. You know what I'm saying? No different.
What weight you fight at, Isaiah?
It's very real.
It's more than real, but you know, that was quite a good jump. That was quite a good time for Jirov. I've been a long time trying to get the people pumped up now. So we've well done saying you've had a great round. Let's have another one just like that. Still talking to Federation and all, that's great.
Great respect from a man who's regarded as one of the real hard men of boxing. James Toney for little Freddie Roach who can't stand more than 5'6". Yes, sir.
That says a lot about James Toney, his mentality. For this fight in particular, he's got himself up mentally for this fight. You know, this kid's been around the block a few times, but he's still hungry for success. There's the right hand.
I fought a heavyweight too.
In this round,
Middleweight solid.
Jirov looks like he's hurt a little bit. Stumbles forward quite clumsily.
Amir Mansour, I don't believe you, my boy.
Here, the Jirov corner imploring him to jab.
Need more
It's just
people.
not coming. You can't keep Tony off. And now comes the little the little breather moment maybe for Toney now. He wants to go walkabout and just pace himself for the round. I think he's probably reconciled to the fact that he's not going to stop this guy. Although you never know.
Well, the harder punches are coming from Toney. He started this round like yesterday, all the rounds, nice and fast, but some hard-telling shots. Jirov, to his credit, comes back every time. Okay, he's not landing as cleanly as what James Toney does, but he's outworking Toney, making 2-3 shots to one. Big right hand from Toney, and a left hook.
Good shots. Jirov's in anxious territory here, dangerous territory. So he definitely staggered with that one. You could see the legs skipping. And if Toney could maintain his attack, I think he could get him out of there now.
You never said what you said.
Fantastic right hand, right down the pipe. Couldn't miss Jirov, and he came straight back with the left hook. Jirov was definitely on shaky legs. But this guy, to his credit, he hasn't stopped fighting, he hasn't stopped trying to win.
That's where the conditioning comes in, the speed of recovery. A lot of fighters would have been taken out by that jab. That was a terrific right hand from James Toney.
Look, we think you seen that little while. I've been on practice checking. Nah, this
Former
look like
Olympic
I've been
champion,
checking
of course.
practice.
Won the light heavyweight gold in Atlanta.
I think
He's a European junior champion.
Look, I'll be on fire. I got the
Trial champion.
that
You
shit.
can certainly tell that every inch of the way here tonight. He's got to find something spectacular to turn this one around. And I can't for the life of me see where it's going to come from.
Well,
He still just keeps on trying.
They never get that memo
with one decisive shot. Toney's landed the hurtful punches. Jirov, he won't be going to just he's trying plenty of shots, trying to stay in the fight.
Right in James Toney's face. Oh dear me, once again the knees buckled a little bit and Jirov felt that one. Steve Smoger right between them straight away, but that is a good round for James Toney.
It's almost as though he's right, he's got a stopwatch in his head, and he knows just when to turn it on, just when to turn it off.
2 rounds. You have to fight. Look, you're looking for one shot, man. To stop. You know what I'm saying? Don't give it to him. You got him on your head, baby.
Finish with my one.
Shot to stop you, baby. See what Freddie Roach is saying. He certainly did have him. Left hook. But it was a big right hand which caused the real damage earlier in the round, I thought. And there were a couple of occasions where Jirov looked as though he was on the verge of being taken out. Just 2 rounds to go. The Jirov corner saying he's looking for one shot to finish you. You've got to keep moving. But I think James Toney now knows surely that he can just box his way down the stretch.
Jirov looks desperately tired now. He's trying to hold a little bit there, he's trying to gain quite a little bit of time. You know, the kid's worked so hard throughout the whole of this fight. He hasn't stopped trying. He's trying to push James Toney back with his physical presence and his work rate.
Once again pushing Toney back, but doesn't he have to pay a price? Look at this. As he goes in, now it's payback time for Jirov. Can he still somehow find the grandstand finish to turn this fight around? He has to absorb so many punches to get into this sort of range and get to the point where he can now go toe-to-toe with Toney. James Toney, only 34 years old, he seems to have been around an age. He was a world champion way back in 1992. And is he going to be a world champion once again tonight? Oh, now that was a punch, I thought. Well, the referee said it was a slip, but I thought that was a little right-hand counter which caused it.
Looks it to me. Toney looks to be like he's kidding a little bit now.
Killed that shit. Goddamn, Mario. That's it? Where'd that do hot sauce?
But then he comes to the side and switches stuff.
Behind you, nigga.
He's finding out the
Open
south.
your eyes, boy.
Jirov hasn't been able to establish that.
Reflection in the sky.
Forward, just can't pick him off. Walking through it there, Duke.
Just walking through.
Nobody wants to keep it.
What you mean? Hey, that's a good question. My bad. I just came back to the screen. I was on the phone. My bad. Hold up. Leon Vaughn, what you mean about the boxing politics? I believe that my nigga, having all them belts in one division is fucking the game up. It's too many champions. I believe that it should be one belt in boxing, but nope, they fucking the game up with all these belts. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel though. Like and subscribe, baby.
Let's have some more and then tag you with a right hander like that. And again.
Oh, beautiful long left hook from James Toney. Right on the money.
This has been a fascinating contest. It really has. What another excellent round of boxing there was. The crowd here at Foxwoods absolutely riveted by this one. They're getting that no doubt about it. Really appreciative crowd. 3 minutes for him to turn it round. What would you be saying?
Well, I wouldn't be saying that. I wouldn't be saying he's been losing the fight. I'd be saying that was another great round. He's got to really go to town. You know, we've won this fight. I'd be saying, you know, the fight's been great. Even if he hasn't,
Like and subscribe, y'all. Like and subscribe, please. Much love to everybody watching. Appreciate y'all tapping in with me. Oh, Jirov, you gotta be out your rabbit ass mind.
because even if they think that he hasn't anything putting around, they're uniting now to have another good round, just like the last one.
What? So you gonna give me?
Make no mistake about that.
Must be a choke round.
Invoking pride within the man now, saying it's your title, let's go. He's got 3 minutes to turn this one around. This has been a terrific fight. No great respect beforehand. Now the touching of gloves, always nice to see, and I suspect that somewhere years from now, whatever the outcome, these two fellas are going to remember this night. They're going to remember what was an exceptional
Looking for the
fight.
subscribe, y'all.
Respect between them. Good shot, good uppercut.
All right, Amir. I mean, it is what it is, nigga.
Fast start.
It is what it is.
Back to the ropes, keeping a little bit, holding a little bit. All the experience that James
Yeah, too many belts in boxing, though. Too many champions. There should be one champion per division.
employed now into this last round. Lovely right up and down by Toney. And the left hook.
It should be one belt per division.
Hurt a little bit there.
Like it used to be back in the day.
Just keeps on coming.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Yep.
extraordinary.
One belt for lightweight.
Round after round, trying to force this, and he's had
One belt for middleweight.
punishments, and still Toney's dishing
One belt per division, baby. But nope, it's too many champions now.
The judges score this one. We've got James Toney ahead. I've got him about 4 or 5 rounds clear, Duke, at least.
I've got him 3 rounds up, certainly going into this last round. But Jirov still won't be denied. Still looking for that knockout shot. But at the same time, leaving himself wide open.
He can do no else now. It's not the time to jab and move. It's the time to abandon all pretense of caution and throw the entire metaphorical kitchen sink at your opponent, because that's the only way he's going to turn it round. And look at Jirov go for it. What a brave, proud man.
I think he's trying to troll.
Fighters are desperately tired now. Oh, big right hand. Oh, he's hurt. Jirov's hurt.
Toney knows it. Toney knows it. Jirov looks as though he's in trouble. He's on rubbery legs once again. And is this going to be, even at this stage, possibly, can Toney take him out? But he's regrouped well, and Jirov still keeps going. Another left hook and an uppercut. Great shots from Toney.
It would be a shame for any of these fighters to get stopped. They float forward in their heart, with their heart.
Oh, he's in danger now. He's in trouble again, it's Jirov. Somehow bravely through.
I'm orthodox.
So it's caught Toney. Well, what a round. 30 seconds to go. Everybody's standing up and cheering on these two men. This has been a terrific fight, and a big left hook from Jirov. Oh, good shot. Great shot from Toney.
He's done. He's done.
It was the uppercut Duke. Jirov paid the price, and that surely has put this...
For sure he would have, Ryan. For sure.
The last few seconds now, and James Toney had his man on the ground. It was the right hand once again, a peach of an uppercut, and there's the bell to end it. Well, James Toney just walks away. He'd have liked to have seen perhaps the embrace between the two men, but they know it now. Surely we have a new champion. Terrific performance, and at the age of 34, he's rolled back the years, and Vasily Jirov, I think, for the first time in his professional career, is going to taste defeat.
Masterful performance by James Toney. Boxed the right kind of fight, placed it at his pace, landed the telling blows, and that last round for me, well, if you need convincing, that last round really sealed.
So much experience, and even though he's tired, he's starting off his experience at doing.
Crawford and Tank, but Tank is acting like a weirdo, so I don't know. Fuck it, one more James Toney fight and it's a wrap. James Toney versus the fuck? James Toney versus I'm gonna look you up right now. Fuck you talking shit. Amir Mansour knockout. Oh. For sure, Isaiah. Good looking, Isaiah. You have a good day, little nigga. This nigga wasn't lying. This nigga wasn't lying. Hold up. This nigga wasn't lying. Hold up. That nigga wasn't lying. Hold up. All right, Amir. My bad, nigga. Is that Steve Cunningham? You fought Steve Cunningham? Hey, Amir, is that Steve Cunningham you fought? Hey, Amir, is that Steve Cunningham that you fought? This nigga wasn't lying. I thought she was lying. Knock a nigga silly. Damn. Damn. This nigga no joke though. I give him that. Any nigga who got a bald head, you gotta be worried of them niggas. Nah, that's the nigga Amir. I'm finna watch this fight. He fighting Steve Cunningham. I met Steve Cunningham. That's a cool nigga from Philly, I think.
All right, guys, you're giving your instructions in your respective dressing room. Please obey my commands, respect the bell, and above all, protect yourself at all times. Belts are good. Touch, touch, touch.
10 rounds for the USBA Heavyweight Championship.
And we talked about the friend and family request of Steve Cunningham. We got a brief glimpse as they were introduced of his wife Libby, his manager, and their daughter Kennedy in the audience. Chris Maddox will have more on Kennedy coming up in just a few moments. It has been a very emotional time for the Cunningham family. Now they try to get back to the business of fighting Cunningham and Mansour. Heavyweights are scheduled for 10 rounds. The USBA title is on the line that Mansour holds. That and no doubt a move up in the rankings for the winner of this fight.
Absolutely. It's a very exciting fight. Here we go, Kenny. You know, you see Mansour coming out, banging his gloves together. Steve nice and calm in the corner. He's been through all these types of situations before. Get ready to see a jabbing display by Steve Cunningham. Amir Mansour's got to make this a rough, in-close fight. Land something big and throw Steve off his game plan.
Mansour, obviously the southpaw, 12 of his last 14 wins have come by way of knockout.
And one thing Amir told us yesterday in the fighter meetings, that you guys are going to be surprised at the difference in hand speed. Everybody thinks Steve's faster than me. He's not necessarily faster than me. And Amir came right out at the beginning of this first round and showed some very impressive hand speed.
Steve Cunningham in his 33rd pro fight. That's a dozen more pro fights than Mansour.
Nice double jab left hand by Mansour. Nice body shot by Steve Cunningham.
Man, I don't know why they have so many bells.
And I think Amir surprised Steve a little bit how he came out, Kenny. He came out jabbing, he came out. Hand speed looks very good for a heavyweight for 222 pounds. He's definitely got very good hand speed and very athletic guy there. Nice left hand by Amir.
The assumption was that it would be Cunningham who would always have the edge on most heavyweights in quickness, but he couldn't finish him off. Could he do punishment over the series of time against him?
So far, Amir is, showing some nice upper body movement, showing some good jabs in and out. He's really, got Steve on his back foot just a tad. And he's, it's only the first round, so you're not going to get too excited. Beautiful jab by Amir.
Mansour coming out with purpose here early.
Good first round for Amir, yeah. And, Steve wanted to come out and, put the jab on, put a jab, and really take control of the pacing. And so far, Amir has countered very nicely with the left hand off the Steve Cunningham jab. Nice right hand by Steve Cunningham.
Mansour with a good left.
Steve's got to be careful against those ropes. Nice right hand by Steve. Beautiful shot.
He comes back on Mansour.
And you see Mansour really digging all of his body into all those shots. Steve made him pay when he was coming in. And very good first round. A lot of punches, a lot of lemon thrown in this first round, Kenny.
For heavyweights, they've been very active here in the early going. Mansour just misses Cunningham counters. Final seconds of this round. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more of the main event here on Fight Night.
Welcome back to Fight Night. It has been a difficult few weeks for the Cunningham family. Kennedy Cunningham, the family's 8-year-old daughter who was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Put simply, the left side of her heart just doesn't work. She has undergone 2 surgeries already, and this year the Cunninghams believe she would soon be strong enough for a life-saving heart transplant. But because of the collateral veins that have become visible on Kennedy's skin, doctors believe that if they perform the procedure, Kennedy would bleed out. The Cunninghams refuse to give up hope and are seeking second opinions. But as Steve told us yesterday, now it's essentially a matter of time before Kennedy suffers heart failure.
Thank you, Chris. A trying time. What an amazing upbeat family, though. We saw Steve with Kennedy last night. He was taking her out for dinner, and she is just a doll baby. What a great disposition and attitude she has. Unofficially,
Steve Cunningham gets that first round. And Steve telling us throughout the fighter meetings, this is his release, his catharsis. He's doing what he's doing now, getting in there and slugging it out. He said, that's how I know that I have to make a living for my family. I've got to fight. So that's how I deal with Kennedy and the situation. He is a man of deep faith who works with the local religious organization here in Philadelphia. And that's how Steve Cunningham has dealt with a very trying, heartbreaking situation for so many people.
Beautiful body shot by Steve Cunningham right there. Great exchanges by both guys. Amir was swinging for the fences. Steve was moving his head, making a miss. Nice right hand lead by Steve Cunningham. He's got to be careful not to get too close in those exchanges with Amir because he's really got heavy hands, Kenny.
Well, some power punches thrown already by both these guys, and the pace continues to be a fast one at that. Who will this favor over time, do you think?
I think it's going to favor Steve Cunningham. He's gone 10 and 12 rounds multiple times. He's been at the high level of opposition. And, Amir's trying to test him out and show Steve, listen, you can't handle my punching power, but so far Steve's doing all right.
Mansour Cunningham missing. Oh, he tapped him there. He got him with that right. Little bit of an uppercut on the nose of Cunningham.
And that's what Steve has to be careful. He's got a bad cut on his forehead. Very bad cut from that left uppercut. Horrible cut.
Steve Smoker wants to take a quick look at it. They go right back at it. Mansour cutting off the corner now and coming right at Cunningham.
Steve needs to get out of this corner, and he did not exchange in his exchange with Amir. Bad cut, blood going into his head. He needs to make sure he gets out of this round, let his corner work on the cut, and see if he can regroup. And that's the problem. What happens whenever you get in those exchanges? Steve was doing good, but you run the risk of getting hit with a punch from a much heavier guy who can change. That cut will change the whole complexion of the fight now. And Steve still shook up from that big left hand, Katie.
There was one that caught him right above the bridge of the nose, and you see the blood coming down. Like you said, BJ, not a good place to have a cut. The blood coming down toward the eye area of Steve Cunningham. And he's holding on right now against Amir Mansour.
Very rough round of Steve.
Strong round. That's the end of round two. Steve Cunningham going back to his corner. And there, daughter Kennedy. Oh, bless her heart. Sometimes she has trouble watching daddy fight.
See how the cut took place in the last round. Amir Mansour coming with a huge right hook, catching Steve on top of the forehead there. The punch definitely affecting him, and now Steve's got a bad cut and a very bad close game.
Right there over that left eye, BJ, as we get back to live action here. Mansour getting that last round unofficially from Larry Hazard. Around the piece now for these heavyweights as we go into the third round.
And I think on my scorecard, Kenny, I think I got 2 rounds for Mansour. I think the first round was close, but he landed some good left hands, and I think I gave him that round. So Steve might need to start really getting some things going. He was having a good round until he took some heavy artillery in the end of that round. Amir Mansour is really loading up, though, and this is where Steve can take advantage.
Mansour trying to come in with big punches and then continue to miss.
But you see how explosive Amir is. And the level of dangerousness whenever you're in exchange with Amir is very, very high. He's an explosive puncher. He's got dynamite in both hands, and Steve has to really be careful not to get caught again.
As Mansour continues to stalk Cunningham. Tripped up there, then he touched feet, and they tripped up. That was that, not a punch. Let's check in now with Chris.
Nazim, what do you see out there? He got a bad head, but we knew Mansour's going to bring his head like that. It's just a style, it's not a touch-up. It's a style. We're out boxing him, but I don't want Steve said he could bang with him a little bit. I don't want Steve to do it. I want him to keep boxing. Mansour's going to fade. That's why they made it a 10-rounder instead of a 12-rounder. Mansour fade. He swings big and hopes for the best. Next question.
Well, Steve Smoker, the referee, came over to us between rounds to let us know it was a punch that opened up that cut. No headbutt. It was that punch, BJ, as you pointed out, that opened that cut up just around the bridge of the nose, right up there to the left eye.
Well, the referees are wrong all the time on what the reason is for a cut, but we saw in the replay clearly that it was caused by a punch, and, that has something to do with it. Steve has, been cut times before. He still knows how to fight. And Brother Nazim says, listen, Amir Mansour is going to wear down, and that's what their game plan is, to get through these early rounds and to get Steve in the later halves of the fight to take control. And one make it miss.
He's been quicker this round, and he's made Mansour miss on some big punch attempts.
He has, and that's what they want out of Steve. They want him to stay on the outside, make him miss, and look to land counter shots. Amir obviously is the stronger puncher with the heavier hands, but eventually that'll start to change if Steve can make him miss in his early parts of this fight.
Final seconds of the third round.
You see swelling on the left eye of Amir Mansour as well. Courtesy of the right hand of Steve Cunningham.
Cunningham landing one of his own. Steve Cunningham, Amir Mansour. They check one more time in the corner of Cunningham. That cut opened up over his eye 2 rounds ago. Back in place and we're ready. Round 4, this is scheduled for 10. Cunningham in the gold and blue. The colors of the Navy. Proud veteran of the Navy, that's where he really got into his boxing career. That last round scored by Larry Hazard for Cunningham. Unofficially, that's 2 rounds to 1 for Cunningham. Mansour, big swing and miss again.
Steve starting to make Mansour miss a little bit now. Look at the swelling in the left eye of Amir Mansour. Theoretically, Steve should want to move towards the direction of that eye. Amir Mansour has a very heavy left hand, so it's very difficult to know which way. But he's got some damage. Good body shot by Mansour. And Steve's really woken up here in this 4th round.
Mansour is a little quicker perhaps than some would think at the hand, sitting much and all about his power. Cunningham did not underestimate him in any phase of this fight.
He's quicker than I thought, Kenny. I've seen him fight before, and I've known he has heavy hands, but it's rare to see such an explosive puncher have that kind of speed. It's been a while since I've seen that. He's very unorthodox, and he's not completely technically sound, but he is very dangerous with his power and his explosiveness.
And Cunningham is showing his agility and outquicking Mansour the last couple of rounds. Let's check in with Chris.
Moses, this seems like the kind of pace Amir wants. How do you like this fight so far?
Yeah, I like it. I want him to get closer though. No staying out the outside. Pop him with that jab. Right hand.
How is he going to hold up over 10 rounds? You think he can keep this going for the next 4 or 5?
Over 10. I ain't worried about not doing 10. He will be.
Thanks, Moses.
Thanks, Chris. Swelling over that left eye of Mansour. The cut over the left eye of Cunningham. Both fighters doing damage here in the first 3 rounds plus now of this fight.
Nice body work by Amir Mansour. He had Steve Cunningham in the corner. Steve had his hands down, and he continued to bang away at the body. He's got such heavy hands. And you see him physically moving Steve whenever he connects, even though the body punch not landing cleanly. Beautiful counter right uppercut by Steve Cunningham. Nice right hand by Steve. He's starting to catch Amir, walking in a little bit. Amir's got to remember, what did he do in the first round, Kenny? He used that jab, but he's not using it anymore. And Steve's making it pay.
Again. He wants Sam Cunningham, got the right in.
That right hand lead is the most effective punch against the southpaw. Textbook 101 boxing. Right hand, left hook. Beautiful right uppercut to the body.
Nice shot to the body by Cunningham. Cunningham getting some big punches. Latter stages around 4. Mansour trying to come back. That's the bell.
Great work in round 4. Beautiful right hand lead against the southpaw Mansour. Another short right hand again. Catching Amir Mansour walking in without the use of his left jab. And Donna Kennedy reacting to it. Great punches down.
And Kennedy, with all she's been through, she said she wanted to be here. Lindy wanted her to be here. Steve wanted her to be here. And now Steve doing some good work. He got that last round unofficially from Larry Hazard. And Cunningham working real close on Amir Mansour.
And this is the part of the fight where Brother Mansour said, hey, we're going to take advantage of Amir's inexperience here. We're going to punish him. And I saw a very good round from Steve. Steve came out at the beginning of this round. A little higher pace, higher intensity, and they're looking to make Amir Mansour fight 3 minutes of every single round and wear him down the stretch. And Amir's such a heavy puncher, kid. He's got such heavy hands. If I'm Amir, I'm mixing a lot of shots right now. I'm going to forget about Steve's head and focus on his body because those punches are affecting Steve.
Mansour's 20 rounds, 5 of them have come away of decision. The rest he has been able to put his opponents away with knockout.
And you can see why, Kenny. He sets his shots up nice. He's very unorthodox. He leaps in. He's explosive.
Hey, y'all, I'm about to take a nap and get ready for work, man. Holla at Toney.